when he might have moved in.
Thank you so much, Sama Muhsin in Abbottabad. And today, Senator Dianne Feinstein confirmed that bin Laden's compound had been under 24/7 surveillance for months, and that she, as the intelligence chair, knew about the site 6 months ago. And California Senator Feinstein chairs the Intelligence Committee and joins me now right here. Senator, what more can you tell us about this extraordinary operation and the decision to take it?
Well, I think you hit it. It was a very gutsy decision by the president, made by the president. I mean, he could have set some Hellfire missiles in there and destroyed everybody and everything. He didn't do that. It was a tactical commando raid, and there are risks. And you saw that with the one helicopter. And yet these commandos now, JSOC, they're so well trained. They know what the mission was. They know the time they had. They moved quickly. They moved expeditiously. And it was a total success.
Now, I understand that there was some pushback. There were some on the national security team who pointed out, I mean, they had no way to get visual evidence that he was there. They had a high degree of certainty from the courier traffic, from other intelligence data, but it was really a gutsy play.
Well, that's true, and there was no visual identification of Usama bin Laden.
Before going in.
That's correct. Apparently, some of the surveillance picked up someone pacing back and forth in the courtyard, but they were unable to make a true identity. But it really was, I think, this really was an intelligence success, because the intelligence was brought together. It was red teamed, and then it was looked at, and then it was red teamed, and then it was looked at, and it really emanated from the one major courier who was moving out, going 90 miles, making a phone call, taking the battery out, using Al-Qaeda tradecraft. And then the size and the expense and the construction of that particular place lent people to believe, well, some high-value target must be there. Who is it?
And whom else could it be?
And
other
so
than
that's one of the ways I think the conclusion was drawn. I think the president obviously did absolutely the right thing, but you know, if it had gone badly, it would have been at considerable risk to him. And I think the fact that it went well is really to the great benefit of the American intelligence community, that since 2011 has really, or 9/11 has really pulled itself together. The stovepipes are down, the intelligence is much more seamless, and it was a tremendous victory for the analysts. So I just want to say thank you to them.
Well, Leon Panetta actually did his first television interview today with Brian Williams. It's going to be on Nightly News tonight. We have a little bit of that to show you right now.
Is the world safer?
Brian, I don't think there's any question that, you know, when you get the #1 terrorist in the world, that we're a little safer today than we were when he was alive. But I also don't think we ought to kid ourselves that killing Osama bin Laden kills Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda still remains a threat. They're still going to try to attack our country, and I think we have to continue to be vigilant and continue the effort to ultimately defeat these guys. We've damaged them, but we still have to defeat them.
Now, Senator, what about Pakistan's role in all of this? Because the conclusion from John Brennan and others in the White House certainly has been that there's no way that he didn't have support from inside the country, and the conclusion needs to be asked, was it government support?
Well, you're correct, and Leon Panetta is absolutely right. And, you know, he's been a very gutsy leader for the CIA, and a very good leader for the CIA, and I think that's helped pull this thing together as well.
But does Pakistan have some real hard questions to answer?
Yeah, this is the question. How can the Pakistanis not know that for 6 years Osama bin Laden was living in this compound 8 times bigger than anything else in the area, within a mile of a major military academy? How can this happen? I mean, why would no one register curiosity about who was there unless somehow, some way they were warned off and said, this is you know, out of limits. Nobody touch it. Whatever happens there happens there. And we need to find that out.
And those are the questions you're going to be asking?
I'm going to be asking that. We hope to have a joint classified hearing with Armed Services tomorrow morning, and we will ask some of those questions, you can be sure.
The Senate Intelligence Chair, Dianne Feinstein.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for